Hello, Booktube. Today I'm outside because my daughter had some friends spend the night, and I don't want to bother them or have them bother me. Um, we had a fire here last night, a few miles away, and so I think everything is taken care of now, but there's still helicopters zooming around. So you might hear that in the distance. I saw this video going around Booktube, the male Booktube tag, and I watched a couple videos on it, and I got really upset. And um, if you recall from my last rant video, I decided that I wouldn't make a video when I was upset, because it just defeats the purpose, and I just sit there yelling and bitching and stuff like that. So I was gonna wait to do this, and then I got tagged by Steve Donoghue, which is amazing. I finally made it. If you haven't subscribed to Steve's channel yet, you need to do that. That guy is brilliant. But anyhow, so I decided that I would go ahead and do this tag. The tag was originally made by Jay, and I'll have his video linked below. I actually really will this time. Fun fact that has nothing to do with anything. We have these blue jays here that I call Charlie. And when I talk to them, my dog Fred gets really pissed off, so watch. Hey, Charlie. Oh, Charlie, what you doing? Yeah, he doesn't like it. Oh, there he is right there in the little bottom, looking up in the tree. Oh, he's pissed. Okay, knock it off. I shouldn't have started that one. Let's get to this. And let me preface this. I'm not angry at the tag, but I've been it's the same thing that's been irritating me about Booktube. So first off, do you think there is a lack of male Booktubers? And if so, why? This isn't a do you think thing. This is like, there are more girl Booktubers than guy Booktubers. It's just how it is. Now the thing that was irritating me was how people were answering the why bit. I saw some videos where some people said it wasn't masculine to read when they were growing up, so girls were forced to read. Or not forced to read, but more girls read books and guys played sports or something. And I don't know if that's like a regional thing or not, but that is not at all how it was where I grew up. And like, when I was a kid, I read comic books. That was like my first real getting into reading, you know. For some of you who aren't old enough to remember this, before there were comic book stores, comics used to be sold on spinner racks at grocery stores and drug stores and liquor stores. So like, there were comics everywhere, and you could get them everywhere. You didn't have to go to the nerd den to be able to pick up a comic book. And like, I would be outside playing with my friends. My mom said she was going to the grocery store, and I'd say, see ya, suckers, I'm gonna go get Spider-Man late, and that would be the end of that. And then beyond that, with playing sports, you know, I played sports as a kid and then in high school, and you had to have good grades to play sports, and having those good grades meant you had to read Of Mice and Men and The Great Gatsby and The Scarlet Letter and Across 5 Aprils and Taste of Blackberries. You had to read books in order to get the grades to play the sports. And then on top of that, because there were no YA books I mean, the closest thing to YA we had was Choose Your Own Adventure, and those were fucking awesome, and all my friends had those. But I don't know if I said this on this channel before, but as like 13, 14, and through high school, you read Stephen King, you read Tolstoy, or tried to, you read Vonnegut, you read anything you could to make you look at least like you were smarter than the person you were talking to. And then when the coffee shop boom happened and all of a sudden there were coffee shops sprouting like STDs all over the place, one of the only reasons why you would have to sit in a coffee shop to meet girls or whatever was to be reading a book. Like, you couldn't just sit there with a cup of coffee going, I'm drinking a cup of coffee. Shit, my coffee's gone. What do I do now? I guess I go home and call that 1-900 number. You read books. And so, like, I mean, I remember sitting in coffee shops for hours trying to show every girl in the joint I was reading the fucking bell jar just to try to get a conversation going. Ugh. There were so many crap books that I read hoping that someone would notice that. So reading to me has never been like something that girls do that guys don't. Like, that's just, I don't know, like, the mind boggles at that for me. So moving on, I guess. Number 2, would you like to see more male booktubers, and why? I would rather see more backless booktubers. I don't care if you are purple with 3 tits, 7 dicks, 8 legs, and a horn on your head from Uranus. Like, I just want to follow and watch like stuff that I like to watch. I mean, the fact that I can't even remember the name of this book, it was like hashtag ACO War. When like every single fucking booktuber on the planet, whatever the fuck that book was called, was gushing. Hang on. Oh yeah, I guess the fire's still going. Because that is a water tanker. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Heard it move down the back of the mountain, so... Look at that lens flare, J.J. Abrams. Eat your fucking heart out. Oh yeah, I really don't care what your gender, your race, your sexual orientation, or whatever is. If you're reading Raymond Chandler and Carter Brown and Mickey Spillane, I'm gonna be following you like a freaking crazy stalker. So I think there's so much fucking YA, and that's fine, because obviously Booktube exists and has exists in this microcosm of people loving these books. That's great, that's fine, you know, but it's not for everyone, even though the majority of booktubers do YA, and that's fine, whatever. I actually read a YA book on accident last week, and I'll tell you about it later. How do you think we as a community can attract more males to Booktube? Now, there are probably about 5 or 6 people that I actually talk to through comments on Booktube. So my community is really small, and all of those people that I talk to on a regular basis are male. So this sounds more like a marketing question. So how do you attract more males to Booktube? That's how the question's written. Well, sex sells. So if you want to attract more males to Booktube, have girls in bikinis reviewing books, or dudes with no shirts on, all oiled up, reviewing books. If you're asking how do you attract more males to have booktube channels where they're discussing books, you can't really do that. Like, people need to know booktube's there, but again, you cannot force somebody to do something that they have no interest in doing just to make diversity work. And I said this before on another video. Do you think having more males on booktube will enhance the booktube experience? I think more backlist books would enhance the booktube experience. I think this is so sad. I'm like, this is really annoying, but it's like a helicopter trying to put out a fire to hopefully save lives and stuff. What was the question again? Do you think having more males would enhance the booktube experience? No. And that sounds pretty stupid, but if I'm answering the question as it's written, do I think more males would enhance the booktube experience? No. It would have to be what they're reading, what genres they're reading, what they're passionate about. Like, I sit here and I talk shit on people doing YA books and all that other stuff, but there are actual channels that I watch because the people who are doing the videos are passionate about the YA books that they're reading. So I could dig that. I could follow somebody talking about some book that there's no chance in hell I will ever fucking read. But if they're passionate about it and just like, oh my gosh, da 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 da, you know, whatever. And I love this book. It meant so much to me because da 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 da. I could get behind that. But like, when you see like 80 people doing a video on the same book and everyone's saying exactly the same thing, and it's just like, I like this book is good, that is hindering the booktube experience. So whether you have a male, a female, trans, whatever, none of that is going to enhance anything unless the people who are doing it are passionate. Check the gender divide. Wait, is that where I am? Yes. Check the gender divide. My gender divide's hysterical. It's like, I think, I'll put a picture up, but I think it's like 75% male. So, yeah. Suck it. Name a few of your favorite male booktubers. Okay, right off the bat, Steve Donoghue's amazing. 7 Days at Sea, Conrad, amazing. And there's this guy that I really like who's new right now. He only has a few videos up, but it's One Man Reads. And I don't just like him because he is wearing a modified Jason Voorhees hockey mask. He seems to be interested in some really cool shit. And then this guy isn't a booktuber, like in words or whatever, but there's a guy called Diversity in Comics. And he is amazing. So if you like comics, take a look at his channel. Thank you, Steve, for tagging me in this. I hope I didn't like totally piss everybody off. Thank you, Jay, for starting this, and I hope I didn't piss you off because it's a good tag. I just have very strong opinions. Here, you want to see this? Let's see if I can get it. Did you see that? It might have been too bright. Anyhow, thanks, Booktube. See you later.